All right, welcome back. We've got Chef Anthony Ficher from Pittsburgh High School in the studio again, and we're making pasta. More
yes,
pasta.
Yes, we are. We're going to do a Midwest Alfredo. This is very unique to our area, so it saves a little bit of money. It's got good flavor, and it's really nice. It comes together super quick.
What makes Alfredo Midwest compared to like
it's what we use.
Alfredos?
Instead of using heavy cream inside of it, we use half and half, and then we add a little bit of sour cream in order to add a little zing and a little bit more fat to it.
Oh, and who doesn't like the flavor of sour cream? So.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So we have everything that we need to get going. We have a nice hot pot. We're going to add a little bit of butter to it.
All right, let's go ahead and turn on this burner for you too. There we go.
There we go.
Get you going.
And we're going to add a little bit of garlic into it, because who doesn't like a good amount of garlic? And a little bit of red onion to give it some zwing. And let it all get marrying together and cooking down. The beauty of this is the use of pasta throughout almost anything that we want to do. You can cook 2 or 3 pounds of pasta off on Saturday or Sunday, put it into individual containers or put it into a giant bucket after you've cooled it, and you can use it all week long. And it's so versatile.
Have portion sizes changed for pasta? Because I remember like back in the day, my mom had one of those little pasta measuring tools that had like the different sizes where you could stick the noodles through.
They have not changed by much. A pound of pasta is said to feed 4 people.
Okay.
So you figure if you live alone or if there's just 2 of you, then a pound of pasta is going to get you a couple of days.
Okay.
So personally, a pound of pasta for me is 2 meals.
Yeah, me too. I love pasta.
But everything comes together very uniquely. Now all we have is everything coming together. As it starts to melt and the flavors combine all the way around, we're just going to add just a little bit of chopped parsley into it for a little bit of color.
Okay.
And then we're going to add some half and half.
All right, but how much half and half is that?
This is about a cup and a half, a half and half. Cup and a half, a half and half.
Cup and a half, a half and half. Right.
That's a mouthful all the way around. And while this is coming together, we're going to put our noodles into some hot water. You don't have to use a pot and a basket like I use. You can do this under really hot running tap water at home in your colanders, so you don't have to worry about running out.
Basically, you're bringing life back into that pasta.
Exactly.
You're giving it a fresh feeling.
Exactly. You're just putting a little bit of heat back into it, bringing everything together.
Okay.
So,
when you're making your pasta ahead of time, do you recommend like salt in there and maybe a little bit of oil to keep it from sticking or anything like that?
No oil.
No oil.
No oil whatsoever. People go, well, my pasta sticks together. Well, it's supposed to stick together because it's flour and eggs. So
how do you prevent that?
You just let it go. Add a little bit of water as you're getting ready to use it. Cold water will help loosen it up so it's not so sticky, so you can reach in and pull out what you want, but it's not starting the cooking process again. Doing this, all I'm doing is bringing a little life back to it, as you said.
Okay.
So we're getting a little bit of a simmer in here. Everything's coming together very nicely. You want to just sit and let it play. Don't rush how it comes together. Just let it go. It's going to take 5-6 minutes for everything to get all nice and gooey together, but that's the beauty of all this.
Oh yeah,
so,
you want it to be good. And with Alfredo, I've had a challenge making Alfredo, burning it, and
everybody does. Everybody has that horror story where they burnt their
the one
cream.
thing that I have trouble with is, but maybe it's because I've always tried the heavy cream method. So
exactly.
It's easier with half and half?
It's easier with half and half. You don't have to worry about burning it. You still have to watch it. It still will burn, but you don't have near as much to worry about because there's not as much fat in it to begin with.
Okay.
So, and those people are like, well, I'm on a low-fat diet. Half and half is a great substitute because you only need a little bit of sour cream at the very end to help bring that creamy, smooth, beautiful texture that everybody loves. And everything's coming together.
And they make like low-fat sour creams
yes,
too.
Yes, they do.
Want to get picky on that.
Grated Parmesan cheese. Never use the ground Parmesan cheese that comes in the little shaker cans because there's cornstarch in it.
Oh.
And cornstarch being a natural thickener, you're going to make it glue before your dish is all the way done.
Good to know.
See, I just have a nice little simmer rolling around. I'm going to give it a little bit of agitation, just kind of bringing it all together in uniform. My cheese is starting to melt to give it a little bit of thickness.
Looks good. It's starting to smell good too.
Oh, I love this dish. It's so nice. This is one of the first dishes that I teach my students how to make so that they can go home and they can make dinner for the family.
Yeah.
And it's a great confidence booster if you've never experienced pasta on a large scale, and you don't have to do anything fancy. And it's cheaper to make than that stuff in the jar that you can buy at the grocery store.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So we have a little bit of thickness. I'm going to add some sour cream to it.
And half is, you know, it's not like milk. It's got a longer expiration date on it too. So you're not going to use the whole carton in one recipe, but it'll be good for a couple times that you make it.
I always suggest buying just a little container because a little bit goes a long ways with half and half. So you don't need to do it.
Like you said, you only need a cup and a half of half and half.
And who doesn't like some coffee with their cream? So,
all right,
and it makes a great addition.
We're getting pretty close.
Everything's together. Everything's married together. And I'm going to add my pasta to it. And don't strain off all your water. You want a little bit of that water in there. It helps bring it all together and marry the flavors. And I'm just going to give it a little toss.
Ooh.
So I can see everything coming up. Just like so. Look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Do you add any finishing garnishes or anything when you're serving it?
I usually add just a little bit of Parmesan cheese when I go to serve it.
Which you already have here.
A little bit of Parmesan cheese and maybe a piece of parsley right on top. But it's so unique and beautiful and simple in flavors.
Oh, that is gorgeous. It's steaming hot. We need to get to break, so I'm going to attempt, but I probably will need to blow on this a little bit. It's so beautiful though. All right, and again, you can find this recipe along with the recipe from earlier this morning that we aired on KOAM Morning News on Channel 7 on our website at komnewsnow.com. Both of those, you can find the ingredients you need to make these at home. And here we go.
That's a home run.
I love Alfredo. That's excellent.
Good. Glad you enjoyed it.
2 winners this morning.
Good. I'm happy to do it. See you next time.
All right. Definitely. We'll be right back.
Dear